about. You already know what it is. Big Dog Chico back up in this thing once again. I can't even make it home without everybody hitting my line. Of course, the news dropped. Coach Peko is reportedly on his way to being the Pittsburgh Steelers' new D-line coach. Now, congratulations, Big Oos, once again. I want to say, for one, myself and Uncle Neely, we actually was having this conversation earlier today before the news broke about different situations and coaches leaving and stuff. And Coach Peko's meeting with the Steelers came up, and if he would seriously consider leaving Colorado for the Pittsburgh Steelers and why. Now, I don't have all the details and info right now, but my thoughts on this, just from what I have, and if it's true, the fact that he'll be joining the Steelers, you got to think about this. You're looking at a 15-year NFL vet, right, who was with the Cowboys, and Coach Prime came and found and recognized his talents and said, hey, you come join Colorado football. Now, Big Oos came in, about this time last year, a little bit later. Either way it go, this year was really his year that he was able to make a mark in the recruiting department for college football in Colorado. As he said, 6 Polynesian players were added to the roster this season, including the big defensive lineman Samu, outside pass rushers Vili, his 2 sons, one committing out of high school, the other one from JUCO, signed. Lefau from Texas, and I think Manu, I'm not sure if Manu Tamani's still there, but maybe one or 2 more. But the point is that Polynesian pipeline of old at Colorado was reopened once again with the blessing of Coach Prime by the Big Oos, Domata Peko. Now, having said that, at this point in the game, of course, you would like to stay around wherever you are and see all of these things play out and be here for the whole tenure of Coach Prime or yourself, whatever you may deem as successful, and bring in your players, whether they're Polynesian players or not, but players that's in your image. And a lot of them, just happen and would be Polynesian players, which is a good thing. Which I've been saying from the get-go. Even when Coach Prime was at Jackson State, I knew how he could make an impact just from the way he speaks by putting God first, family first, culture. All of these things resonate directly with the Polynesian players. So when he was preaching those things at Jackson State, that's when y'all heard me saying, man, Coach Prime needs some Polynesian players. And I was at the Polynesian Bowl out here in Hawaii when Travis Hunter played in the Polynesian Bowl. And I saw face-to-face a lot of those guys, and some of them who are rookies in the NFL right now, just like Travis. I saw a lot of those guys in the Polynesian Bowl, but didn't have scholarships and didn't end up going to Division I colleges or wherever to play football, that I knew Coach Prime could have scooped up had he known about them or had somebody to reach out to those guys. Having said that, all the way up to last year, when Big Oos was brought in, Coach Peko was brought in, that's when I celebrated and I said, man, that Polynesian pipeline is back open. Maybe not immediately, but within a year, just like now, it's back open. Now, the question is, and the concern is around Colorado football, is not just the fact that Coach Peko is reportedly leaving to go to the NFL to coach the Steelers D-line. Same position, on a higher level in the NFL, if that's what you aspire to be. You know, a former NFL player, he probably would aspire to be that. And you talk about a legendary franchise like the Pittsburgh Steelers, want me to come coach and be your D-line coach? Man, you got to consider that. Now, having said that, you get this call and you're like, do I take it now or do I stay and do what I'm doing? Well, first thing you're going to do if you're Big Goose, you're going to pray about this. And you're going to align everything with what your goals are, what your passion is, what you want to do. For Colorado football, Coach Prime, you say, how can we maintain this Polynesian pipeline that Big Oos has reopened? The oil is flowing again. We got to continue to keep it flowing and not let it stop. How can we nurture that? What do we do next if Soleus is leaving? Well, all you have to do now is the same way a lot of people say Jackson State, all they had to do was follow the blueprint Coach Prime left them. All you have to do now is follow the blueprint that Coach Peko has set for Colorado football. Now, you're not going to be able to emulate him. You may be able to find another Samoan coach out there, which you can do. Go look for him. But the main thing is to get a good coach, no matter who that is, and you just continue to kind of, what do you call it? Go in that well for the water, so to speak, of the Polynesian players. You go where he went. You talk to the networks that he talked to. You don't let him leave that building at Colorado without saying, where did you go exactly? Where are some of these high schools that you still have connections with? Who did you talk to? Okay, you got coach over here in San Francisco. You got coach over here in Southern Cal. You got coach over here in Arizona, in Tonga, in American Samoa. You're not going to be able to get all the resources, but you can try to connect some dots and continue to say that Polynesian pipeline is going to stay open to Colorado, and here's how. These are the ponds that we're going to fish in, so to speak. This is the ocean we're going to fish in. This is the bait we're going to fish from. This is the bait we're going to use. All right? And like I said from the get-go, Coach Prime has been speaking their language from day one. Just that I don't think that connection was there to where he could reach and he knew where to go to. But when Coach Peko came in, he brought that connection to where to go to. And now you just got to sustain that and bring in somebody else who can continue that connection. Even if you bring in a black coach, you got some black coaches who have connections to the West Coast and Samoan players and stuff like that. You could bring in a black coach who got connections with Coach Peko, and knows who to talk to. But the main thing is you bring in a good coach and a good recruiter. A good coach and a good recruiter. And you win. You win ball games, people will want to come play for you. Anyway, you already got all the lights. You already got all the swag. You got Coach Prime as the coach. Just win, baby. Just win. You got the right message out there. Just win, baby. And the word of mouth going to go. With all the police out there, they're going to let them know, hey, man, Colorado is a good place to come to also. It's not just this school or that school, BYU, Utah, USC, Washington State, Oregon, wherever. It's not just those schools anymore. Arizona State. We can go to Colorado once again. So shout out to everybody out there checking in, man. Shout out to my Usos, my Tokos out there, my Sungas, and everybody else who's representing. Congratulations once again to Coach Peko. Reports out there that he'll be taking the Pittsburgh Steelers job after interviewing with them. We'll confirm everything on the morning run. Stay tuned for that Wednesday morning, and we might just have a special interview for you. All right? Gee. Put your shakas in the sky, put your black fists high, put your rubber flags. That's damn right. We're going to be up in about here. Peace in the Middle East. Yeah.